Hey everybody, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Last time, we did the great annoying Poe hunt, as well as a few other side activities. Then we made our way up Death Mountain to check on how the Gorons are doing. The answer is they're not doing very great. Ganondorf has imprisoned them inside the Fire Temple. Only one managed to avoid being captured, but the rest are all trapped inside of there. And this time, we're going to venture inside, save them, and save Death Mountain as a whole. But before that, I just opened the inventory and noticed that I am one piece of heart away from getting another heart container, and there's a piece of heart sitting right behind me over there that I think is accessible right now. So before I go inside the Fire Temple, I'm gonna go grab it. Let's see if the magic bean will take me over there. It's possible it won't, in which case I'll have to go the long way around, but it'll be fine no matter what. Okay, here we go. Drop here, and then we just climb down this wall. I think you can just walk on. Yes, okay, good. They make sure to do that right. Then we just, go over to the left, climb up inside of there. I don't know what I'm saying for. It's not exactly a puzzle reaching this piece of heart. You just kind of have to reach it. I think you could even get it as Young Link if you wanted. There we go. With this, we are now starting on our second row of hearts. It's kind of weird to have this much health already, but yeah, that's how this playthrough has gone so far. So yeah, that is 11 hearts. The maximum number of hearts you can get in this game is 20. And after that, there are no more pieces of heart to collect in the entire world. So that's how you know you have them all. I can't remember if I wanted to go buy the thing from the Goron dude in the town. I think I'll wait until after the dungeon to do that. For now, let's try to make my way back. Is it possible to make my way back? Oh, it might not be. Can I reach that wooden post with my hook shot? No. Okay, Bolero of Fire time? I don't think anyone's ever played the Bolero of Fire to warp themselves 2 feet before, but here I go. It's more like 20 feet, but yeah, close enough. Or hey, if you want to be actually, good at measuring things, it's 15 meters. Which is probably a lot more than 20 feet. There we go. That was a very pointful teleport. Pointful. No one ever says that, but, or do they? Is pointful a word? Do people actually say that? I feel like people should say that. If we can have pointless, why not have pointful? It only makes sense. Ooh, bombs. I'll take those. I was gonna say I'd also take a refill of arrows, but I have maximum arrows right now, so never mind. Alright, I should stop messing around throwing rocks and get to saving the damn Gorons already. They're kind of my friends, my pals, after I helped them with their crisis back in 7 years ago. So, it's about time to visit them again, make sure they're doing good. And I was gonna say, it's about time to repay my dues, but, I helped them the first time, so really it's them who should be repaying me, but that's why I have to free them, so that then they get the chance to repay me. Look at that 2D texture. That looks like a Mario 64 painting. Definitely looked a lot more convincing on CRTs. On emulator, not so much. That is very clearly a 2D image that is actually supposed to be representing a 3D space. But yes, here we are. Welcome to the Fire Temple. For some reason, all of the temple dungeons don't have any, slideshow openings. Which is weird, because they were added in the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, and so I'm used to them being there, because I played the 3DS version before the N64 version. Majora's Mask also has those. I wonder if they were all supposed to have them, but either they didn't have enough time to implement them properly, or they just... I don't know, there was some technical reason they had to be left out, or maybe they're just bugged. You never know. There are quite a few glitches in this game, so... Hello, you're one of the imprisoned Gorons, and you have the boss key chest in there.
Please, don't eat me. If you eat something like me, you'll get a stomachache. You'll be sorry.
I mean, yeah, have you seen how well the Gorons can roll around? If you ate one of them, they just roll around in your stomach all the time. That would not be comfortable. You would throw up so many times. That's how they get themselves free. Okay, I think where we want to go first is to the left. To the left, to the left. We can't free that Goron as of yet, so we're gonna have to go this way first. And hey, look who it is.
Who's there?
Is that you, Link? I don't remember what my voice for this guy was.
Oh, it really is Link. You've grown so big since I last saw you. I want to have a man-to-man talk with you, but now's not the time. Ganondorf is causing trouble on Death Mountain again. He has revived the evil ancient dragon Volvagia. On top of that, he is going to feed my people to that evil dragon as a warning to other races that might resist him. If that fire-breathing dragon escapes from the mountain, all of Hyrule will become a burning wasteland. I will go on ahead to try and seal up the evil dragon. I'm concerned, though, because I don't have the legendary hammer, but I have no choice. Link, I'm asking you to do this as my sworn brother. While I'm trying to deal with the dragon, please save my people. The prisoner's cells are in the opposite direction. I'm counting on you, Link.
Hey, did you leave a copy of the boss key around for me? Without that, I won't be able to follow you in there after I'm done. Whatever, let's focus on saving his people first. Okay, there's a hookshot thing over there. There's a button over there. Hey, there's an imprisoned Goron as well. Hang on, Darunia, did you not see one of your friends right there with a button next to them that probably opens the door? Darunia, come on. Why you have to leave it all to me? They are your people. Whatever. You're free now. Welcome to the waking world, I guess. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Yes, this is the cops. You are now free to go. I'll tell you a secret for saving me. In order to get into the room where Darunia went, you have to do something about the pillar stuck in the ceiling. Find a path that leads to a room above the ceiling right away. So we have to knock down some kind of platform from the ceiling, which will then allow us to jump over to that platform, because right now that platform is unreachable with our current abilities, I'm pretty sure. We cannot jump that far. In every single one of the cells, there is usually a chest containing a small key. And this is why you want to free the Gorons. Not only is it the objective that Darunia gave us, but it is required to progress in the dungeon. I believe saving every single one of them is required. So yeah, you're gonna be doing it whether you like it or not, as long as you want to see the world saved. And of course you want to see the world saved, right? You want to free this world, you want to finish this journey, you want to finish what you started, you want to fulfill your destiny, and all that crap. I think my bottles are empty from the Poe quests, and I think there is, okay, there's one with a potion inside of it. I think there's a fairy up here, so why don't I fill this bottle up? It'll only be 2 out of my 4 bottles filled, but that's fine. I can fill the rest with bugs, honestly, because there are a lot of... Whoa, finally a bottle pickup text I can skip, a rarity. Oh, there's 2. I don't need 2, but I'll take it. I also don't even need this one to heal because I haven't taken damage yet, but again, I'll take it. Anyway, there are a number of golden skulltulas that you can only get using bugs in a bottle. I don't think I've ever shown it, but you can catch a bug inside of your bottle, and if you do that, you can, as I just said, access golden skulltulas around the world. I think it's in the same patches of soft soil you can plant magic beans in. So I should do that at some point. Probably next time we go back to the past, I'll be doing that. Because right now, I'm a little preoccupied, and I don't think you can get those in the... Whoa, lag, okay. The simulator doesn't lag too often, so I wonder what that was about. Had to store some shaders or something. It's fine. As long as it doesn't keep doing that throughout the entire dungeon, I'll be okay. Okay, I'm still recording. There's lots of bats in here, not much reason to shoot them. There's lots of places to go. And just so you're aware, you are expected to have the Goron tunic at this point, as you get one for free from that one Goron we talked to in Goron City, who then led us into the place. I think you have to talk to him as a part of the main quest. I don't think there's any option not to. However, you don't actually have to wear it through the entirety of this dungeon. As you can see, I took it off in here, and I'm still fine. However, if I go into this room, you can see all the heat waves in the air and the lava. Yeah, this room is superheated. This you will need the Goron tunic for. So let's switch that back on. I can survive for a whole 1 minute and 28 seconds. That's kind of cool. No, I didn't want to do that. Hold on. I have to readjust to which button is considered A. Because, like, you know, on Nintendo controllers, A is the right button. And so that's what I have it set to, even though I'm controlling this game with an Xbox controller right now. I have A bound to B because that's just what I'm used to when playing these games. But then whenever I switch to playing any other game, like on my Steam Deck that I just got recently, that uses the Xbox controller layout where A is the bottom button. And it's just going back and forth between those types of games is always weird. All right, let's take a look at the doors. So that one, okay, that one is blocked off. Interesting. We might be able to open that with a bomb. That one has a Song of Time block above it, and that one's locked with a key. Let's start with this one. So as you can see, these platforms are kind of, they're mobile, and they shoot fire out as they move, which can make them slightly dangerous. These ones will sink in if you stand on them for too long. Fortunately, these moving ones will not. They just move. There was also a new enemy that just came out of the fire there, the lava. I think those are fire bubbles. They just kind of leap at you from the lava. You dodge them, that's it. No need to kill them. I don't think you get anything for it anyway. Oh yeah, and I think I haven't drawn attention yet to the fire keys. Wait, no, we've seen them before. We saw them in Dodongo's cavern. Never mind. Blow this open. think there is... Yes, there is an imprisoned Goron here. And don't worry, the Gorons are able to survive fire just fine. That is a trait that they have. Since they are rock people, and lava is just molten rock, they're able to exist in their own... That's implying that, like, humans would be able to survive in molten versions of ourselves. That's a weird thought anyway. Are you releasing me? Am I free to go? Thank you for releasing me. It's like Spyro the Dragon. There are switches in this temple that you have to cut to activate, but you can also use the Goron special crop to do the job. Whenever they say that, they're talking about bombs, because their special crop is bomb flowers. You don't need specifically bomb flowers, you can just use bombs. In fact, I don't know why they keep calling it the Goron special crop, because there are no bomb flowers in the entirety of this dungeon. You are expected to be using bombs, because, you know, obviously you have bombs by this point in the game. You get those into Dongo's frickin' cavern. Back in episode 4, we got those. Alright. So with the small key, we'll be able to go through that door over there. That's locked. I'm gonna... Okay. Okay, I took no damage from the lava there. That is because I have the Goron tunic on. If I had the Kokiri tunic on, I would be taking damage constantly in the lava. Goron tunic, it doesn't protect you from damage. It doesn't make you immune to lava damage, but it makes it really, really slow and lenient. So yeah. That's another nice thing to having it on. It's kind of weird. It's like, it's an upgrade that makes you very resistant to lava, but like you have to get it to progress. You would think a game like this would make you like suffer through heated rooms and fire damage without it for a while to make it very satisfying when you actually get it. But for some reason, Ocarina of Time just gives it to you before it has a chance to show off its benefit. Whatever. Isn't that the same design that's on the Door of Time? Yes, we've been over this, Navi. I want to say this door is... Okay, never mind. I don't know what I was going to imply. Best not to ask. Hey, it's another one! Alright, didn't really expect that. This room curves, so it's different enough from the last. Alright, here's a secret. Yeah. A wall that you can destroy with the Goron special crop will sound different than a regular wall if you hit it with your sword. That's actually a good tip. I have yet to show that off, I think. I think I showed that off in Majora's Mask, but not this game yet. I suppose the next time I come across one of those. I guess you're supposed to find this guy first, and he hints on how to bomb open the other door, but I don't know. The other door was suspicious enough that I think most people could get there eventually. Also, camera's freaking out. I don't know why. Alright, so what I want to do next is, yes, walk into the corner there. Didn't realize you could control Link in that tiny window. What I want to do next, pull out the ocarina, and play the Song of Time. Perfect. This should move the block down and allow it to be used as a stepping stone to get up there. Yes, it also blocks access to the door, which further imprisons the Goron, in case they're still there. Alrighty, what is inside this door? Because I can't remember at the moment. FNAF 3 looking shit. Ah, yes, these are possessed tiles that fly out of the floor and come after you. They debut in the 2D Zelda games where I think they were a lot more common. Here, though, they appear like twice ever, and every time it's trivially easy to take care of them. Like, you just block them with your shield. That's it. There you go. I don't know if they have names. I didn't check with Navi. Hi, you are a new enemy. This is a like, an enemy that eats shields and certain clothes. Okay, best not let it catch me, lest the game's age rating go up. I'm kidding. Anyway, so this thing, if you let it eat you, or if it manages to eat you, of course you're not gonna let it eat you, because, you know, why would you do that? If it manages to eat you, it can steal, I think it can steal your shield or your tunic. I think it just chooses at random. I don't think it can steal your sword or your bottles. I think that's a Majora's Mask thing that one of the enemies in Majora's Mask can do. In case it does steal something from you, if you kill it without leaving the room and coming back in, it will then drop those items and you can get them right back. Otherwise, though, you're gonna have to rebuy those from a shop. I think they're very slow-moving enemies, so they're honestly not that hard to avoid, so I feel like if you have your items stolen by them a lot, it's a skill issue, I'm afraid. No, it's fine. If you have your items stolen by them a lot, it's fine. They are kind of weird enemies, in that attacking them, they're strangely defensive, but not in every case. That platform went shooting into the ceiling. Hold on, what does that get me? If anything. I'm gonna wait for this platform to come back. Get! Frick off. Feck off, you. Oh no! I kept the weird accent. I guess it was like a Irish accent? I don't know. I'm not good with accents. If you put a gun to my head and told me to tell you the difference between British accents and English accents, I'd tell you to just shoot me, because there's no fucking way I'm doing that. Something lit up on my phone. 1 second. Oh, it's... Okay. Does anyone else get these spam texts where they confuse you with someone named Gerald? Because I swear, I get so many fucking texts like that are for this guy named Gerald who I have no idea who he is. I think someone out there named Gerald probably wrote down my phone number on accident somehow, and now like 50 bajillion different automatic services want to talk to him. What's weird is that they stopped wanting to talk to him for a few years, but now they've started up again recently, and I, like, every few days or so, I'll get a text meant for someone named Gerald, who I am not, by the way. My name is not Gerald. Ooh, oh, okay. There's a room with pots up here. Some room with pots to smoke? Funny weed joke. Anyway. One thing that's kind of infuriating about being Adult Link, you are so tall that it's hard to hit pots with the horizontal slash. Whereas as young Link, you can hit every pot with the horizontal slash because you're short enough that your sword is always in their range. All right, oh god, okay, thanks buddy. Oh yeah, there's a little something with bubbles that I should show off eventually. Next time that I encounter them in a room that isn't super heated, preferably. Can I hookshot to that? Or do I have to go back up on the... I have to cross the entire room again, man. How long have I spent in this one room just trying to traverse it normally? Hey, good thing I have a bunch of random topics to talk about as I do it. Think you can climb up this? Yes, you can. Perfect. I actually didn't expect that. Doesn't look like a ledge you'd be able to climb, but I guess you can. Why did you not have fire attached to you, by the way? You lost it in the war. That or he found a little droplet of water in the ceiling and it snuffed it out instantly, because that's video game logic for you there. Oh, I could have just gone... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Alright, I wasted y'all's time for no reason. I have a habit of doing that. On Omen C2, especially. Because if this was a main channel playthrough, I'd probably have cut that. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Wait, what have I just done? Wait, what have I just done? Wait, oh no, this is slippery. This is slippy slidey. Get me on this wall. Perfect. Okay, there we go. Not only can you climb this wall, you can also hookshot to it for a much quicker access. It's pretty fun. Then I think there's keys that are resting up here. Let's get rid of both of them before they have a chance to do anything. I just killed 2 with 1 shot. I didn't even know you could do that. I didn't know arrows pierced enemies in this game. Do they actually? Yeah, they do. I guess they do. I've never noticed that before. Oh man, look at this tiny ledge. You want to walk along this? Isn't this fun? Oh god. Grab on, Link. You don't have to take fall damage. It's okay. It's okay, Link. Now what we want to do is climb up this wall. So if we go this direction, there's a big block we can push, which will snuff out the flames and allow us to progress in the dungeon. Or actually, I don't think it snuffs out the flames, but it allows us to do something fun with the flames. Yep, there we go. Push you forwards. I like how this block is smiling at me. I like the designs on the blocks. Speaking of which, I suppose that's a topic that is something I could very much get into this time, as it is very fitting for the Fire Temple. We'll see if I want to get into it in a second, though. The next room might be too good to talk about. Too captivate. I don't know where I'm going with this. Hey, it's another FNAF 3 room. Sorry, the walls just look like the FNAF 3 office. I can't help it. Please don't eat me, you'll be sorry. Yeah, okay, they say the same thing. Hey, we got a new weird enemy over here. So these guys, what are they called? They're called Torch Slugs. Okay, it's probably like the most ordinary name for a Zelda enemy I've ever seen. So what we want to do with these guys, I think we want our bombs. That or we want a hookshot. Okay, either bombs or hookshot will work. It'll stun them, it'll remove the fire, and it'll make them attackable. And then while they don't have fire, they have absolutely no defense against your attacks. You know, I just realized I have never used anything magic in this game. Can you just do this? Oh, you totally can. Never mind. You don't need to use an item on them first. Just hit them with the sword. Okay, they're very easy enemies then. Like a lot of the enemies in this game, honestly. To be honest, the enemies in Ocarina of Time are really easy overall, I feel. There's only a few that are stand out and being difficult, and I think one of them is Stalfos. Because aside from them, it's like... so many of them are just so ineffective at doing anything to you. So many of them are just these little fodder bug things that you kill in 2 hits. Okay, we can move this block here. What does that do exactly? Is there another block I can push down? Maybe it's just unveiled the way to... I don't know, what's the point of pushing that block? There's something I can access with that now? Because, like, it goes into that spot, but there's nothing to do there. Where you're actually supposed to go is up here. So, yeah, I'm not really sure what that's about, but I guess I'll remember when it's time. Let me drop a bomb on this thing. Start making my way up to it as it goes up, because this will only deactivate for a little amount of time. So you need to get to it very, very quick. And there you go. Yeah, you got like 5 seconds, 5-6 seconds to get there. It can take quite a while, especially with the N64 version's very sluggish controls. Okay, nothing up here. Cool. Next room. I have a feeling I know where this is. Yep, indeed, it's the boulder room. Okay, got a different candle... Candle? We got a different candle angle for this room. I guess I was trying to combine camera and angle, and then my brain immediately said, hey, candle, that's a word that actually makes sense. Say that instead, except it doesn't actually make sense in the context. Where's the dungeon map? We've gone so long without one. Oh god. Okay. I mainly want one because, like, I want to know where that door goes, or if that's something we should do yet. Okay, that's probably where we have to go first, because there's a locked door there. And you know how these dungeons tend to work. You know, go down the other path that's not locked until you find a key, bring it back to the locked door, and progress! Okay, perfect. Okay, this is just a corner for the boulder specifically. Okay, we're all good, we're all good. These boulders kind of look like meatballs, don't they? Kind of want some tomato sauce and pasta to go with this room. Ah, okay, we have freed another Goron. Hello. You also kind of look like a meatball, a little bit. We saw the door go out of bounds. Pay no attention to that. Doesn't exist. Nintendo games are perfectly polished. They have no glitches. In this temple, there are doors that fall down when you try to open them. When one of these doors starts to fall, move. You use a sample of the Goron special crop, you can break it. You know, I'm starting to wonder if by special crop they mean weed. Anyway. I swear, bomb flowers would be like the most potent form of weed anything's ever met. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something funny to say, and I ended up with something not that funny. And so yeah, that's the result of that. So I don't think those two corners are the only two corners, if I'm not mistaken. Ah, yes, you hear that rustling? Yeah, you hear that? So this is what it sounds like when you hit a normal wall. This is what it sounds like when you hit a bombable wall. So there we go. Let's bomb this open and get another Skulltula. We now have over 30 of these, which means next time that we go by Kakariko Village, we should take a stop at the Spider House. There should be another reward there for us, which will be great. I hope it's a wallet upgrade. I really hope it is, because, man, having only 200 rupees maximum is really limiting. Is this another Goron prison? Yes, it is. Very nice. Okay. Ah, yes, the other one didn't have a key, did it? Oh, yeah. Yes, it did. Okay, I guess, well, we have to collect both of these anyway, so yeah. Are you releasing me, my friend? Thank you for releasing me. Spyro, it's great to see you, but I've got to go. I love that dialogue so much. When you are on fire, you can put it out by swinging your sword or by rolling forward. Did you know that? Not super important. Fire damage doesn't last a long time on its own anyway, and it doesn't deal a lot of damage either. But yeah, if you are lit on fire, you will take some damage over time, and you can stop the effects of fire by doing all of what he said. Swinging your sword, rolling around, stopping, dropping, rolling, spraying a fire extinguisher on yourself, you know. Probably using Din's fire so you can redirect all the fire away from you. I am about to be hit. Never mind. Alright, this is the next door. Very cool. Now, depending on what's in this next room. Okay, so we got some bridges. We got another locked door in front of us. We got an eye switch on the wall that probably opens that. And while I'm going through here, why don't I address the elephant in the room? The temple's music. That chanting you hear is actual recorded samples of Islamic prayer. I think it was in this little sound effect library that the composer drew upon when finding MIDI samples for the sound font, and he thought it would make a great atmosphere for this dungeon, and I agree, it does. However, this ended up being removed from later versions alongside something else that also happens to reference Islam. The symbol on the blocks we've been pushing, the moon, is basically just a very slightly edited version of the symbol of Islam. This also ended up being removed in the same version that removed this version of the Fire Temple theme. And this led people to believe, to like come up with a story that those who practice Islamic faith were upset at this game for including that stuff inside of it. But I don't believe this is the case. From what I hear, it's more likely Nintendo just removed it of their own volition. After all, they do have a policy where they're not allowed to reference real-world religions. How on earth this slipped by into the first releases of the game, I have no idea, but, especially the symbol on the blocks, like, this I can understand, because, the composer, Koji Kondo, may not have intended to use actual religious chanting. He just heard chanting and thought it was cool, and thought it would make a good atmosphere. He probably didn't intend it to be, taken a certain way. But it just makes me wonder how the hell the symbol on the blocks got in, because that is so clearly the symbol of Islam. You cannot tell me otherwise. Anyway, yeah, I think that it's more likely Nintendo just removed it themselves. After they saw it, they were like, no, we can't have this in the game. Future releases of the game will have different stuff in it instead. There were also a few other things that were censored. I think, one other thing in particular was censored in a future release of this game, but we're not going to be seeing that for a long time, so I'll have to save that fun fact for another time. But yeah, anyway, this is an emulated ROM of the 1.0 release of the game, which... Navi's spamming her hay here. What? Wait, I pressed the button. You didn't say anything. What? Where? Oh, my bad. Have to be standing exactly here. Sorry, Navi. Link, I hear Goron voices down below. I hear it echoing in the song, too. I guess it's supposed to be the Goron's voices. Anyway, if you'd like to hear what the quote-unquote censored version of this song is, I'll play it for you here right now. It's the same melody, but with one of the more basic MIDI samples being used for the instruments. I think that version's pretty cool too, but I have come around to preferring this original version, and that's honestly part of the reason why I wanted to make this series on the 1.0 version, is because I do really like the atmosphere it gives. And that's all I have to say, I guess. But yeah, the differences between versions aren't that great. I don't think there's any changes to text or anything like that. I think it's mainly just the three things they ended up removing / censoring, and that's the most changes there are between the various versions of Ocarina of Time. Naturally, the 3DS version carries over those censored changes because of course it would. Did you expect it not to? Hello there. I think I've just freed you by stepping on that switch over there. How you doing? Yeah. Ocarina of Time text. If you find a place that you can see on the map but can't reach, try playing your ocarina. He's referring to the Scarecrow song and is also walking on thin air. The second coming of Jesus? Was that you? All right, let's get this key. But he is referring to something in this very room. However, he is referring to specifically the Scarecrow song, which if you haven't gone back to play the Scarecrow to play the song for the Scarecrow at Lake Hylia yet, that hint will be very confusing as no other Ocarina song will work. So yeah, if you find a high place and you can't reach it, just play any old song on the Ocarina and it'll work. No, that's not how it works. For this, I believe you have to be standing right by the door, and you see how Navi flies up and away there? Yeah, she's flying up there to that platform, and I think that's your indication that you're supposed to play Scarecrow song here, and this gains you access to a whole other wing of the dungeon that you would not normally be able to reach. This should be close enough, hopefully, possibly, maybe, a little bit. Yay! You could see his arm clip through the platform, but don't worry about it. Nobody cared about stuff like that back in the day. People weren't so pedantic about graphics back in the day because, as long as it was 3D, it was cool. Man, I wish I got to live in that time period where people didn't fucking obsess over graphics so much. And games weren't 40 fucking gigabytes and took a powerhouse of a PC to run. Then again, back then, games like Half-Life would be kind of hard to run even. Or, no, probably not Half-Life. More like Half-Life 2 would be honestly kind of difficult to run on the PCs of the time. So I don't think stuff has changed that much since, but still, it's So many AAA games are just these huge games where any normal standard issue PC would struggle to run because either they're optimized more for consoles or the developers were only testing the game on their absolute best of the best top-tier computers, and when the game actually shipped, like, half the settings don't end up working, and then they don't feel like going back to fix it, because, of course, it's a huge, laborious process making a game, so they naturally wouldn't want to go back and fix it. It's funny to me how many games have ray tracing in it, despite the fact that I'm pretty sure ray tracing, like, barely works on people's computers. Like, I have yet to hear a single person be able to play a game with ray tracing and have it work. Unless I'm just not looking in the right spots. Yes, this is the symbol I was talking about. It's also on the buttons. Like, that is just straight up the symbol of Islam. It's no wonder why that got removed, especially knowing Nintendo has a no real world religion policy. Of course, you can have a fictional religion. They're not completely removing all your creative ability, but, you know, nothing from the real world, because they don't want to make it seem like they're trying to do a commentary or something. Okay, I think for this, you have to hook shot over this hill, otherwise it's unreachable. Okay, there we go. So I think the hill's too slippery, then you have to, okay. This is, like, just barely possible. Okay, so I gotta be a little bit faster next time. But yes, as you can see, we're in this giant donut-shaped room, and I think we have the dungeon map, so I can point out. Yeah, the top floor of the dungeon has these two donut-shaped rooms that do not connect. Remember the area outside the fire temple, which had those two towers, and one of them had a piece of heart on top? It is implied that we are inside both of those rocks right now. Since you remember, we went down the ladder into the fire temple, and then we turned around and headed back in the direction of those two spires. So yeah, it's implied that the dungeon is taking place, like, inside those two towers, which is pretty cool. It's one of the few moments of, like, spatial awareness this game does. Nah, I don't mean to, like, insult this game's world design. It's really good overall, but still. It doesn't usually have spatial accuracy like that. What's my reward for this? A 200 rupee, a huge rupee worth 200 that I was only able to get, like, 20 of thanks to this game's stupid rupee limitations. Why were the wallets ever made a feature? Why were the wallets ever a thing in these games? It's so annoying, man. Oh well, at least we saw a unique part of the dungeon, a unique secret part of the dungeon. Now onto the actually required stuff. Oh no. Not only did I take damage, I now have to backtrack a little bit. That's fine. Actually, I think we might be able to do something else in this room now? No, wait, I don't think we can. What was in this room again? I guess it was just a dead end. Hold on, let me check the map. Was it? Wait, what was through this door? Did I go through this door? I don't think I did. I think I just went straight ahead. Mother said, straight ahead, don't fall astray or be misled. Oh, right, this was the dungeon map, and I can't climb out of here. Okay, right. Right. I was just thinking about the dungeon map like 2 seconds ago, and yet I somehow forgot where I got it. Alright, so we gotta run away from the firewall again. That is fine. We are a nasty little virus and will infect this computer no matter what. That's the best joke I had in relation to that. Sorry about that. It's also just a very weak attempt at a pun. We've gotten a key since the last time we were in here, so now we can go up into that door. Okay. The Fire Temple is quite a bit linear compared to the Forest Temple, I feel, but, you know, that's not really a problem. Honestly, I'm someone who defends linear game design. I think linear games absolutely have their place. Like, I love the Legend of Zelda games, and most of them, like the 3D ones especially, are very linear games, and yet I still love them. There's nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. It's like, there's still a great feeling of progression, and that way they can have, like, the story be spaced out where certain story events happen at certain times. That is a major advantage of, linear games, is the designers have, like, almost complete control over the story. And that's kind of one disadvantage with games like Breath of the Wild, where the story has to be told in this really weird non-linear fashion. Okay, Navi is pointing down here. You can see down from here. Isn't that the room where we saw Darunia? Let me double check. Okay, you actually can't. I was gonna say, no, Navi, that's a 2D sprite representation, but no, they actually built a 3D model of that room down below. Unless that is a 2D sprite, and it still looks 3D even on this emulator, which would be impressive. Okay, pit here? What is this? Okay, it's just a pit. a nice little pit. Okay. Nice little study corner. Cool. I think we're supposed to push a block in there. Now, see this door? You see how it's kind of popping out of the wall? Yeah. It's a fake door that tries to squish you if you open it. I believe you can destroy these with bombs. Or can you actually use this? I want to use my magic on something, so we're going to try this first. Maybe? No. It's resistant to fire. It is a metal door, so that makes enough sense. But then how come an explosion can... The force of the explosion, the impact of the explosion can do it. Yeah, okay, that's how explosions work. Cool. I promise I know how explosions work, guys. I mean, I don't, but I know enough about how they work by playing video games. Alright. I can't remember which way I want to go first, so I think I'm gonna head this way. This way looks more optional. Seems to lead to a dead end, though it probably doesn't. So between some of these walls, there is fire that activates if you get close. So you have to find the correct path through that doesn't burn you. And it seems that for this... Okay, we're good. You know, this Goron tunic can resist heat, but it can't resist heat being blasted directly into your face. Can I destroy these pots, please? Oh my god. Thank you for the hearts, I'll take that. Have I taken more than 2 hearts of damage throughout this entire dungeon? Be funny if I haven't. Alright, yay, rupees I can't pick up. Gotta love those. Okay, there's a locked door over here, so this is eventually the required way. But it's optional right now. So back the other way I go, and gotta shoot. Okay, gotta shoot you. I was trying to pull out the bow quicker. I swear sometimes he pulls out the bow faster than other times, and I don't get it. Yet another little control quirk that I think was polished up in Majora's Mask. Playing both of these games in their original N64 releases has revealed to me just how much an improvement Majora's Mask was in terms of player control and usability. Like, there are so many quality of life improvements in Majora's Mask that I feel go kind of unsung. Like, even compared to the other good qualities of Majora's Mask, of which there are many. Majora's Mask is an absolute masterpiece of a game. If you haven't seen it or played it, I would strongly recommend it. It's a fantastic game. But, you know, underneath the amazing story, atmosphere, world, side quests, like the creative 3-day time mechanic, underneath all of that is a number of quality of life improvements made over Ocarina of Time that I feel go mostly unnoticed. And so I'd like to bring some attention to them real quick. I think Majora's Mask did a lot to really improve over Ocarina of Time's gameplay feel. You know, like the inventory screen, the animations are so much faster. Link's controls are better, as I've said numerous times. There's the fact that if you play the Ocarina song for someone, you don't have to play exactly 6 notes. You're not limited to only 6 notes. You can play as many notes as... Or, like, you know, if you mess up the song, you don't have to quit the Ocarina playing and then go back to it, which makes no sense. You can instead just play the song again right there. There's also the fact that text scrolls twice as fast, quite literally. In Ocarina of Time, only 1 new character appears on the text box per frame. In Majora's Mask, 2 new characters appear per frame, so it is literally twice as fast. And I think you're also given the ability to fast forward them. So what am I doing here? I can't really go this way. Unless I can? There's a wall there, but no, that just led to the compass. What am I doing here? This is the only way I can go, I think. I'm taking my mind off this topic for a second just to get myself reacquainted. Was that door over there actually locked, or was I just seeing things? I don't know. I don't know how I would hallucinate a door being locked. Ah! See, okay, there I was trying to dodge the fire. I tilted the control stick left to make Link avoid it. And then he just didn't, like, the control delay. Although, input delay is also a thing with emulators, and it's also a thing when I was playing Majora's Mask, so yeah. Okay, so, like, how do I get through here? Is there a hook shot? Hook shot spot? That's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, at the moment God damn it. At the moment, I can't remember how to get through this room! Especially not without taking loads of unnecessary damage. Well, now I've taken more than 2 hearts of damage this episode. Holy shit. Let's try going back this way. Oh my god, yeah. This is why I have to be Hey. Because, like, I am reacting to these flames. It's just I can't get out of the way in time because of input delay. so, like, was this it? Just this... Yeah. I need a small key before I can continue. Let's try backtracking. At the moment, I'm kind of lost. The Fire Temple is probably the dungeon I remember how to get through the least. I just kind of figure it out as I go, but I don't really remember how to play through it. Wooden object. Hookshotable? No. And I can't do anything on that platform anyway. Is that door on the other side real? I don't know. I really don't know. This way just, yeah, this is this room. This hallway is actually really cool. I took a screenshot of this hallway because it's one of the few rooms in the game that I think still stands the test of time. Where did this go again? Hold on. I'm just testing the waters, seeing where I can go. Testing the waters. This is the fucking fire dungeon. Water dungeon is later. There's something else I can do in here? No, climb across here. Did I actually pick up a small key from... Did I, like, free a Goron, but not actually get the small key from it? Well, now I'm back up to full magic. I am never going to... Oh, I missed this hole! I was meaning to come back to this later, and I totally forgot about it. Okay. We got there eventually. Okay, perfect. At least it didn't take as long as it took me to get through the Forest Temple my first time through, where I was walking back and forth, totally clueless on how to progress, how to get the hallway to retwist itself. Are you releasing me? No, I'm not releasing you. Somewhere in this temple, you're sure to meet up with some creatures that dance as they attack. Arrows won't hurt them. Looks like you might need some of the Goron special crop. That's all I have to tell you. Believe me, buddy, if you just want to use the Goron special crop against those things, you're gonna have one hell of a time. I do not recommend it. There's my small key. Okay, anything else I can grab in this room? It's just more of those guys. And the block repositioned itself. I don't know what the point of pushing that block is. I really don't. It might be a way to get yourself to the climbable stuff, but you could just hookshot up to it, I think. You don't have to use the block. You can also hookshot. Why does the current room icon on the minimap look like one of the US states? Like, it vaguely resembles, the top of it vaguely resembles the top of Minnesota. That's just what it made me think of. Anyway, let me have a sip of water. Hi, okay. Let me bomb you because I feel like it. Never mind. I threw the bomb too far, now I no longer feel like it. I love how they flatten themselves into the ground. It's funny. Kind of cute, too. So while I'm backtracking, I would like to announce a little something. I'll have a more official announcement related to this posted later on, but on my last live stream on my main channel, which was a couple days ago, or a few days ago at the time of recording, I'm recording this on Tuesday and I did that live stream on Saturday, I threw out the idea, as if you watch my Silksong video, you'll know that I've been considering becoming a VTuber as of late, using a VTuber avatar, more specifically. Not really becoming a VTuber, I think that's something else, but like using a VTuber model in my live streams and even my videos on this channel. And I proposed that idea to my live stream chat, of which there were a ton of people there, and they all seemed down with it, so I think I'm gonna make it official. And eventually, I do plan on bringing it over to this channel. The thing is, I am very particular with my series, in that I don't want a series to completely change a significant part of its quality partway through. That meaning that, you know, I don't want to just start using a VTuber avatar out of the blue in the middle of a Let's Play series. So, all currently running Let's Play series, which at the moment are Ocarina of Time, Fallout New Vegas, Portal, and Silksong, will not have the VTuber avatar in them. However, I am planning on bringing it in for future playthroughs. So, yeah. I've been messing around with VTuber programs, and I really like how it's going so far. I still have a bit of setup to do, but yeah, eventually I might start using an avatar in this channel, so you can look forward to that if that's something you like, or you can look unforward to that if it's something you don't like, but either way, no matter what you think, I'm gonna do it anyway. Especially for this channel, because this is my do whatever the fuck I want channel, and not listen to anyone, so, yep. I'm bringing it over here whether you like it or not. But yeah, I'll be making a more official announcement video of this once I have it fully set up and working. I think you're supposed to play Song of Time in here, right? Although I don't think you're supposed to know you're supposed to do. You know what, let's just move on. Maybe I'm thinking of Master Quest. There is a sort of semi-official ROM hack for Ocarina of Time that was released on the GameCube as a pre-order bonus for pre-ordering the Wind Waker. And it came with this special version called Master Quest that changed the layouts of the dungeons to make the puzzles more difficult, to use more unconventional gameplay features, and, you know, to give a whole new experience to traveling through the dungeons. Some of them make you go through the dungeons in a whole different order to the base game, like Dodongo's Cavern, I think, literally makes you go through the rooms in opposite order. Okay, you then have to navigate to that platform in time. In most cases, though, like, all the puzzles are made much more difficult, and there's a playthrough of Master Quest Ocarina of Time by Masaya Nella that I remember watching all the time, and that was honestly my main introduction to Ocarina of Time. That's when I saw most of the game and how it worked. And so I kind of have those dungeon layouts in the back of my head more than the base dungeon layouts, which is, especially for this dungeon, which is a little weird, but it's just how my brain works. It's just how I happen to remember things. Master Quest, in its original GameCube release, doesn't have any additional changes, but Master Quest as seen on the 3DS version actually does. I didn't see that coming, honestly. That got me. It actually does on 3DS, though. Not only is the whole world mirrored on the horizontal axis, but every enemy now does twice as much damage. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Here's the real door. That other one was a faker. Oh boy, it's time. It is time for the mini-boss of the Fire Temple. This guy, the Flare Dancer. Extinguish its flaming clothes first. So, I think what you want to do is use the hook shot on it, and yes, then you pull out this little guy from the center who had all that fire, like, as clothing, I guess? It's so weird how, like, this thing's true form is just this little dude. Then I think you want to cut him off at the pass and get a jump attack, or miss a jump attack, whichever you feel like doing. Cut him off at the pass. I'm just gonna get a normal hit, or not. Cool, that's fine too. So if you try to blow this guy up with a bomb, it'll be very annoying. You'll probably run out of bombs quick, and yeah, this guy... Actually, I think you want to keep using the hook shot. Yeah, okay, there we go. How am I not hitting him? Come on! Honestly, how is that not hitting him? Makes no sense. Okay, that's hurting him. Cool. This guy has a ton of health, so if you hit him as uncommonly as I am, this fight takes forever. I may very well be here a long time. This guy might be the reason this video ends out over an hour long. Oh my god, as you damage them, they are also supposed to change, like, the color. Trying to get a jump or spin attack on them too. They are supposed to change the color of the fire, and the fact this guy hasn't changed color yet is concerning to me. Oh god, I'm so bad at hitting them in this phase, aren't I? I am really bad at hitting them in this phase. And I think hitting them with an arrow is kind of a crapshoot too. Still hasn't changed color. This is such a bad sign. At least I don't have to waste bombs on him. But still, it's like, I am doing so little damage to him. This fight's gonna take forever. And unfortunately, the fight really shouldn't take as long as it does. Because, like, it's not hard. Okay, now it's finally changed color. But I think it's only the first one. I think there's two. It's so hard to land jump attacks on him. I think that's actually another quality of life thing Majora's Mask did, is make the jump attacks easier to land. Because I swear, it is so much easier to land jump attacks in Majora's Mask than in Ocarina of Time. There we go! My god! It also could just be the size of the enemy, though, because he is very small. Ooh, good, he's green already! Awesome! Okay, so yeah, jump attacks are really the way to go. If you can land jump attacks, do it. Okay. Cut him off at the pass. Jump attack! Yes! Yes! Went down so much faster than my first playthrough. Oh my god. So yes, jump attacks are the way. If you just use the normal attacks, you are going to take forever defeating this boss. Okay, I was about to say, this boss does give you something, right? This is important, right? And yes, it is. Let's see, where's this? Another green room, another FNAF 3 office room, okay. I have to specify office because actually not all of Fazbear's Fright is green. That's just a misconception I've had in my head for a while, is that I always imagine the rest of Fazbear's Fright is really green, but it's not. It's just the office. The rest of it is all gray. Okay, then we want to activate that switch to activate this, which probably lasts like 3 seconds. Can I start climbing? Yes, I can. Okay, there's plenty of time. I think it is possible if you aren't high enough on the wall to still be hit by the very top of the flames and, you know, have to do it all over again, but fortunately we didn't have to do that. All right, here we go. I love how big and open these rooms are. Hit in the middle, doesn't have too much detail to it. Oh, but you can see one of the other rooms down below. Hi. Is that the room where we fought the dude, actually? Hold on, I want to get a better look. No, that's the room with the that's the room with the imprisoned Goron we couldn't open. That's cool. I love how they connect these spaces together. It's so neat. I mean, like, yeah, of course they would connect the spaces together, but still. It's like, this was the first, I feel, the first 3D game to really try and connect its world together in a cohesive way that made it feel real. Because, like, maybe it wasn't the first, but it's certainly one of them. Especially one of the first console games. And, like, Ocarina of Time did absolutely pioneer the third-person action-adventure genre. For sure. Like, so many action-adventure games, have, like, mechanics almost entirely ripped from this game. All right, so the timer's running out. Let's just get back over here because I failed to climb the stairs. Thank you. And yeah, despite so many games being inspired by Ocarina of Time, none of them have even tried to do the whole time travel thing again. Ah, that's why it connects. It's to punish you harshly for falling. Yeah, I don't think we can do anything out here. And I locked myself out of the room. I just locked myself out of the... See you in a bit. I'm gonna pause recording and meet you back up at the top. I'm back up at the top, and I just discovered you cannot hookshot this. I thought you could, because you can hookshot the fence in the other room, but not this one? Okay. Game design is my passion. No. This was Nintendo's, like, first 3D action-adventure game. I'll cut them slack. It really was. I mean, this was Nintendo's first. Not necessarily the first again, but Nintendo's first. And many of the mechanics in this game would go on to be used in many games since then, out of inspiration, so yeah. I like how these steps are much wider than the other steps at that angle. Probably just the easiest way they could build it. And bam! We hit the top! And now, as this keys threatens to dive bomb me from behind, let's see the dungeon's item. It is the Megaton Hammer. Press C to smash and break junk. It's so heavy you'll need to use 2 hands to swing it, and you'll also need to level strength a fair bit. But I think we've done that good enough by, you know, growing up into an adult, hitting puberty. Let's see. It's a me, Mario. I was honestly kind of jump scared by that. It's fine. I'm all good. All right, so let's see this Megaton Hammer in action. Let's put it in... Okay, it's right here. It's kind of hard to see in this screen. There's so many items there now. Let's put it in the last slot, and then if we smash this, it dislodges itself and drops down, allowing us access to another room. And then we can also use the hammer to break the pieces off this totem pole. I hope the people who built those are still around, or else that would be complicated to explain to them. Look at how big this room is, and for absolutely no reason. This looks like a developer, like, prototype room. This doesn't look like a room that would actually ship in the final game, but what can you do? Hi there, okay. Oh god. I mean, many of the rooms in the older Zelda games also looked like that, but even then, they had at least more detailed walls. These just have a flat texture. But hey, this was, like, Nintendo's first 3D friggin' game, you know? It wasn't their first 3D game, but, you know, it was on their first 3D console. Their first 3D game console. So, you know, the N64 could do 3D, but didn't necessarily mean it had to. That is a cool aspect about those consoles, is that, like, you know, obviously they're built to support 3D games, but that doesn't mean you have to make a 3D game. You can make a 2D game. And in fact, like, you can make super fucking good 2D games with really cool visuals for the time, like Castlevania Symphony of the Night. What was one that released on the N64 that I'm trying to think of? I was gonna say Paper Mario, but that's technically not 2D. Ooh, look at the stairs! It's not like Doom did the same thing back in 1993. Well, you see, Doom didn't have a cinematic camera showing it to you. You know, you see the difference there? Even though it's technically cooler and better to not have a cutscene for it, but you know what I mean, you know? I mean, with this game's camera, actually seeing that thing drop with your own, having your own control over it would have been tough, so I'm glad they went cinematic mode. I wasn't supposed to destroy those boxes, because you're supposed to weigh down the button with them. Good to know. Let's leave and go back in, and I can't open the door. Probably because that's not where the knob is. That would make sense. Alright, gotta kill you guys again.
Hey! Listen! Hey!
Hang on, is the Goron tunic resisting me from fire? Wow, I killed a single bat and got a full heal from it. Thanks, bat. You are overly generous. Yeah, because, like, these guys are hitting me with fire, but I haven't had the fire linger on me. I haven't been taking extra fire damage. Does the Goron tunic completely resist fire damage? In which case, that tip that Goron gave me is useless. Completely useless, because, like, anytime you would want to use the fire tunic, or the Goron tunic, or anytime you would take damage, is the time where you would want to use the Goron tunic. So yeah, it makes no sense. Whatever. All right, welcome to this room. What's below? Ah, I see. Very cool. Oh, like we're in a little chamber in the ceiling? Oh, that's so cool. That's so neat. Forgot how this dungeon fits together. That's one thing I really like about the Fire Temple, how well it all fits together. All right, now we can hit this rusty switch. I did not show it off earlier, but we cannot step on that switch. This switch looks... Thanks, Navi. We needed that. We needed that extra clarification from you, for sure. Okay, you do play the Song of Time here. I think you have to be up here and facing it, though. So let's play. And I'm not sure what it'll get me. Oh, I think it'll unlock access to another switch, which will then open the cell for the guy down below, where we can get a key and use that key to open a door. Okay, this is a great view of Link's shield, but, like, can I see the... Thank you. Thank you, camera. Very helpful. Okay, gotta use this as a stepping stone. And there we go. And it's a rusty switch, so we gotta get the hammer back out. Stop. Hammer time. Had to. It is a legal requirement that anytime you use a hammer in a game, you have to make that reference. I gotta be honest, I don't even know what that's referencing. I know it's like a song, but I don't know what artist it's referencing. I just say it because people say it all the time. A door is hidden inside the statue at the entrance to this temple, but the Goron special crop won't work on it. Don't you have anything stronger? Them always surrounding special crop in quotations just makes me think of the TJ Henry Yoshi meme. I know that, you know, TJ Henry Yoshi himself doesn't really like being associated with that meme, but I'm sorry, TJ. I'm sorry, TJ Henry. I can't help it. It's just too funny. It's too funny for me to ever let it go. All right, let me check the map real quick, because I think with that, we've basically done the whole dungeon? Almost the whole dungeon? We have not completed the whole dungeon yet. Yeah, we've been in it everywhere there. I believe those rooms would be all hollowed out if we haven't been in them before. Wow, floor 2 is puny. Look at that. Okay, there's just one more section we haven't been to. Awesome. So then, by hitting this platform here, we can make our way down in that direction. Whee! Geronimo! No fall damage whatsoever because it's a scripted fall. I guess the devs did that because they felt like it would be unfair otherwise. That's fine. Fall damage is never a threat in this game anyway. So we still don't have the boss key for that, obviously, but we do know of somewhere we should now be able to access in the starting room. There's a reason why the game makes you interact with one of those statues earlier. It's so that you can come down here, see this, and immediately know what to do! Oh my god! It was like a freeze frame before it hit me. Top 10 photos taken moments before disaster. Oh, I love that. Oh, man. All right. Come on. Can I aim well? Look, I'm down at 10. I'm down to 10 arrows because I haven't been aiming them very well at all. If only I could, like, fill a bottle with arrows so I could just get a free arrow supply. That would be a very weird item, but it would be nice right now. All right, this next room. Gotta shoot you with Z-targeting. I'm not using Z-targeting on all the keys because much of the time they're too far away, and whenever they get in close range, they're usually freaking dive-bombing you, in which case, I don't want them to hit me. Feels unsatisfying. There I go. Kill you. Get your heart to refill on health. Yeah, drop 3 hearts for me. The enemies in this game are way too generous with health drops. I feel like no standard enemy should ever drop 3 hearts. IMO. That should only be reserved for, like, mini-bosses or something. Regular enemies dropping 3 hearts is so overpowered. Basically means, like, all the damage you take means nothing if you can get lucky. Like, there's only a couple times, and it's usually mini-bosses, where the combat is actually somewhat a threat. Like, you saw the Stalfos in the Forest Temple. They were actually posing a serious threat. Like, I almost died. Here, though, nothing has come close, because I've just been refilled on hearts every 2 steps. It's not something I mind, because I still think Ocarina of Time is a plenty challenging game in other aspects. It's just the, the combat is really easy. Okay, vertical stabs seem to not affect these guys very much. I like to stun them, and then... I don't know, I guess you have to hit the part that's more exposed. It's weird. It's very weird. These enemies are very weird. There we go. I believe in Majora's Mask, they lost their weird defensive capabilities, and you can just hit them on any side. It's just now their attacks are tougher, and I don't think you can stun them as easily. There you go. Actually, I think you can in that game. Well, whatever. You encounter them before you have the tool that easily stuns them. At least you can encounter them. Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay, time for a second one of these guys. It is exactly the same as the first, I'm pretty sure. Unless, maybe not. No, Navi has nothing to say about it. Okay. I remember in the Ocarina of Time manga, which I'm actually about to bring up here in a second, for another reason, I think there was like a bonus chapter that took place around Lake Hylia, and Link fought this enemy over there instead inside the Fire Temple. It's not like the Majora's Mask manga where Link never went into the temples. He does go into the temples in the manga. He just doesn't fight this enemy inside the Fire Temple. I think it was also, like, relaxing at the lake and even getting into fishing, and I remember there being a scene where Link just wanted to take some time off and Navi scolded him like, hey, the world needs saving, you know? Get back on track! Wow, just 3 jump attacks do it, but, like, 50 bajillion regular attacks do it? Does that guy take bonus damage from jump attacks or something? Because otherwise, I don't understand that. Like, how exactly do you know... Whatever I was gonna say. I completely lost train of thought, and I completely lost the words I wanted to say. Hey, a refill on bombs, I'll take it. I don't think that's especially useful going forward, but it's at least nice to have. And you're the final Goron to be freed, and it needs the... There we go. Alright, first I have to take the key, sorry, bud. I would check up on your well-being first, but, like, the shiny chest is sitting right here, so of course I'm gonna go for this first. Sorry. It's how I work. Get inside the chamber where the boss lurks so we can follow Darunia, see how he's doing, because, I don't know if things are going well in there. I've heard a lot of silence from that room ever since he went inside. Oh. I just skipped past that guy's entire I didn't realize it was completely unique, and I didn't realize that pressing B would skip all of it. Sorry. Please help Big Brother, though. That's what he says. Let's go help Big Brother. That is our final objective, and then we'll be done with the temple. I'll be honest, I thought this temple was going to take me a lot longer, but nope. Just a little over an hour. That's good. That's how long I'd rather spend inside these temples for one video, because, you know, I do want to do the whole entire dungeon in one video. Just cause I think it would be more satisfying that way. Can I stop hiccuping? Here, let me have some water before I do this, because I have to explain a boss in a second. It'd be nice if I didn't hiccup every 5 seconds in the process. There we go. Much better. And yes, I am aware, Link, this is a very hot room. I like how he has different idle animations depending on the environment. Yes, that's words. Depending on the environment, you know? Now, are you ready to play the world's deadliest game of whack-a-mole? Such a cool looking boss for such a silly premise. Like, it really is just whack-a-mole. It pops its head out, you hit it, it becomes stunned, you get a jump attack, and then a few more if you can. No, okay. I don't know if its hair can attack you while it's swiping it along the ground like that. I think it might be able to. Then it'll start flying around the room like this. Let's see what Navi has to say. Boss of the Fire Temple revived by the Evil King. I don't know its weak point. That's okay, Navi. We already figured that out. You can actually shoot it with an arrow in this phase and get some extra damage in. However, it's kind of hard to do with Z targeting, and I'm also running low on arrows. And, you know, I'd like this boss to take at least a little while, so you can hear this awesome theme, because I don't think we got a good chance to listen to it back in King Dodongo's fight. But yes, this is a special boss theme only used for this guy and King Dodongo. Yeah, okay, the hair does not attack you at all. I just went for a normal attack there. On accident. I was trying to pull out my weapon so I could jump attack, but didn't get to it in time. Hiya! Hiya! Okay, I think it's actually easier to free aim. Nah, nothing's easier to free aim. Okay, now it's going up to the ceiling and dislodging rocks to drop on us. If you want to be completely safe from this attack, I believe you can climb the sides of the arena like this, and then none of the rocks will hit you. Of course, though, you could just watch for their drop shadows and dodge them, which I think is the much more fun approach. Yeah, you know, frun. Alright, with only one arrow left, probably only like a couple cycles left. Smack you in the face. Okay. Sure, whatever, that's fine. I don't think I actually did any damage to it, unfortunately, and I think it's gonna... Oh, it's giving me another chance. And I blew it. Nope, I blew it. Okay. Oh, wow, it did a lot of damage. This boss is usually much easier than this. I'm just sucking it up. And there goes my last arrow. Right through its neck, and it didn't even do anything. Because as we all know, dragons are only permeable in their head. Obviously. The rest of their body is just gas. I don't know. What is it doing? I've never seen it do this before. Alright, let me have that potion, you know? I brought a potion in here for good reason, and let's get some use out of it. A red drink for a suitably red room. Not like the kind you'd find on the deep web, though. No. Not that kind. Alrighty. Peer out of your next hole. You should always stand in the center of the arena so you can reach it every time. Okay. Then we want to back up so I can have adequate space to go for it. Okay, still not done. Putting up a good fight here. I like it. I mean, when you're doing this, there's not a whole lot I could do. If you're noticing, the pattern with the bosses in this game is that all of them are basically like, they do an attack, you counter by using the dungeon's item on them, and then you doing that stuns them and makes them vulnerable to attacks, and then you have to wait a while before they do the attack again. It's a fine boss formula, especially for a more puzzle-oriented game than a combat-oriented one. God damn it. Wow, you do 2 hearts of damage. That's actually pretty deadly. Okay, it's gonna give me another chance, though. No, it's not! Okay. It's a fine formula for bosses, but it means the bosses themselves aren't super exciting. So, like, if you're into this game for combat, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Yeah, there ain't a lot going on here with these boss fights. But they're at least kind of cool, and I like that they're varied, and I like that there's a lot of them, unlike Majora's Mask. That said, though, I do prefer Majora's Mask's bosses slightly on the whole, especially the first 2. Latter 2, I don't know about, but, you know. Oh, God. I gotta get over there, Oh, man, that is quick. Oh, my God. I'm doing such a shit job of this. Are you serious? Can I hit you with hookshot at least? Alright, well, might have to use my fairy here. Like, seriously, I swear I am better at this game than It's like, if it comes out of somewhere, you have to get there quick. I guess, like, I keep waiting for the dragon's head to fully appear out of the hole, when really, I should just watch for the particle effects. Okay, yeah. So that, oh, what? You tripped me up. Go! Okay, got it. Bam! Oh, man, that was a long time coming. Oh my God, its skull was still moving. That's honestly creepy. And it gets potentially even more grotesque and unsettling if you've ever read the manga. And this is now where me expositing those fun facts about the manga in one of the earlier episodes comes to play. You remember how in one of the earlier videos, I said that in the manga for this game, there's a point where Link adopts a dragon to set it free, and then at first the dragon like breathes fire on him and he gets all mad, but then the dragon actually saves him from an enemy? That dragon was later cursed by Ganondorf, becoming Volvagia, and Link was forced to kill it. And there's this whole sequence in the latter half of the manga where he is so unwilling to kill his old friend that he almost dies in the process. And he has to be, like, convinced by Sheik to go back in and do it. It's such a tragic moment, and it's something I really wish the game did. I wonder if it was something they were considering, but they would not be able to easily convey why the player needed to adopt a dragon in the first half of the game. Maybe, like, the dragon would help you unlock the way to something. I really wish that was in the game, because that would have been such a cool story moment. But hey, the version of Volvagia we got in-game is fine too. At least looks cool. Isn't the most fun fight though. I do say so myself. Let's get out of here. I hate to break it to you, but that shiny particle effect is not centered on that platform. That was a very unexciting, unsatisfying entrance as whatever.
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate what you did. I thank you on behalf of the entire Goron race. You turned out to be a real man, just as I thought you would. By the way, I, the wild Darunia, turned out to be the great sage of fire, yet I was unable to defeat the dragon somehow. Isn't that funny, brother? Well, this must be what they call destiny. Nothing has made me happier than helping you seal the evil here. Hey, brother, take this. This is a medallion that contains the power of the fire spirits and my friendship.
You received the Fire Medallion. Darunia awakens as a sage and adds his power to yours.
Don't forget, now you and I are true brothers.
If my voice from there sounded completely different from 7 years ago, I'll just explain that away by saying that his voice changed as he aged. There we go. The perfect excuse. Okay, there is one last thing I would like to do now that we've been deposited outside the Fire Temple, having completed our task. There is one last thing that I would like to do here. Now that we've unlocked the Megaton Hammer, something has become accessible in the immediate vicinity, so let's get right to it before I neglect it any further. Because otherwise, you know, if I save and quit the game right now, I am on emulator, so I can just use save states, but if I save and quit the game right now without cheating, it's not cheating, but still, then I'll be all the way back in the Temple of Time, and I'll have to come back here, and it'll be easy for me to forget it then. So, you can see right here there's a hole in the wall, but we can't blow up these rocks. We can, however, smash them aside with the Megaton Hammer. I think there's also something in Goron City we can access with this now, so yeah, that'll be a good thing to keep in mind. It's another Great Fairy's Fountain. I thought we had seen the last of these, but I guess not. Time to play Zelda's Lullaby again. Gotta play this song every single time you see one of these places. That is that. There we go. Do, do, do. Do, do, do. What a great little melody it is. Did you really have to put her taint in full view like that? Welcome, Link! I am the Great Fairy of Wisdom. I'm going to enhance your magic power. Receive it now. And now you put the camera right Alright, I'm sorry. Your magic meter is enhanced. What does that mean? I don't know, the game didn't show. It just showed the health bar. Alright, that's confusing. Your magic power has been enhanced. Now you have twice as much magic power. When battle has made you weary, please come back to see me. Oh my god, stop with these angles, game. I don't know. Please, enough of them. Okay, so with this upgrade, we now have twice as much magic as before. Like we were using magic on anything in the first place, but hey, it's better to have it than to not, right? Alright, so I think now with the Fire Temple being cleared, we can go back into Goron City, and there will be Gorons to talk to again. And I think I'll end this video by going around and talking to everyone. Is Darunia here? No, he is not. I guess he's in the special sage dimension now. That's where he'll live for the rest of time. Well, I hope your son can do well without you around. Because, yeah, you're gonna need to have hope in that. Thank you, Link. Uh-oh. I get the sense they're all just gonna say thank you, Link, with nothing else attached. I get the sense. How about you? I think one of them says something different. I know that's an upgrade, right? Alright, how about you? Can you please finish sitting up? I hate how you have to get so close to them. Alright, not that I don't take the thank yous and not that I don't accept them, but I just wish people would thank me with more variety, you know? How about up here? Is the guy rolling in circles still? No, okay, there's a guy over here. What does he say? Ah, you're Darunia's son. You better say something special. Brother Link, everybody has come back. Dad and you destroyed the dragon together, didn't you? When I grow up, I want to be a strong man like you, Link. Hey, that's something different. Congratulations on being the first Goron to change the mold. To start a new trend, I guess. Okay, that room also has something. We'll have to come back for that. There's 2 rooms off to the side, or actually 3 places in Goron City we're gonna have to come back to in the next episode before we move on to the next main quest objective. There's also another pretty big side quest I'd like to take care of before we move on. There are stairs on this side, aren't there? No, they're not. Oh god. Goron City, why are you built like this? I swear, Goron City is built to be as inconvenient to travel around as humanly possible. I guess if you're a Goron and you could just roll around at the speed of sound, you don't give a fuck. I do love how, I don't think it was meant as a response to Sonic, but like, in response to the, you know, the famously fast blue hedgehog character that rolls around at the speed of sound and all that, they made a race in one of their fantasy adventure games that also rolls around at the speed of sound. And then you get to play as one in Majora's Mask, which, you know, it's like their response to the Sonic series. You know, we could do that style platformer, or we could put it in a Legend of Zelda game instead, and honestly, I think that was a much cooler choice. Goron Link in that game is so much fun. Yeah, okay. You know, I appreciate that they went through all the effort to actually, like, have the Gorons be sitting out here after the dungeon is done, but, like, you're just gonna have all of them say thank you, Link, and that's it. I would have preferred a little more than that, but hey. It was Nintendo's first game. Okay, I can stop pulling out that excuse. All right, let me save the game after having talked to everyone and say my goodbyes for this episode because the episode is now over. Next time on The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, as I said, there are a few things in Goron City I'd like to take care of, and then we shall be on our way to check on Zora's domain and see how that's doing. I don't think we've talked to Navi yet, but that is what Navi would say. She would say, hey, you should go check out Zora's domain, you know. It's only natural to go in the order of areas as we first visited them on the 7 years ago journey. All right, before I fumble my speech anymore, I shall say thank you all for watching if you did, and as always, I will fix the camera angle. There we go. As always, I will see you all in the future.
Huh?